Hi, my name's Hannah and I'm going to talk to you today about progress so far. A little bit of background information. I'm studying on a foundation year at the University of Nottingham. It's the Foundation Engineering and Physical Sciences course, which leads on to an undergraduate degree in engineering or physics, as you might imagine, but also maths, computer science and some other degrees that I may have forgotten. I already have a degree. I can't get any funding or student loans to study full-time. You can part-time from next year. And I want to retrain as a physicist, so I've dilly-dallied since I graduated 6 years ago, and now I'm just getting on with it. These videos are about my journey, and yeah, here we are. So semester 2 started yesterday, today's Tuesday, and yeah, so far so good. I kind of wanted to make this video to answer some questions that I had before I started the course, for anyone watching who may have similar questions. Maybe it's just me who has those questions, but whatever, I'm going to answer them anyway. The foundation year itself is meant to be like an intensive equivalent to A-level, somewhere along the lines of physics, maths and further maths. I'm not sure how much of that is true, but what I do know is that the course is specifically geared for the engineering and physics courses at the University of Nottingham. Before I started the course, I spoke to two other people who had done the course. One of them did a foundation course in Cardiff and said that it was actually pretty easy. They were bored and they kind of flew through it. And the other person I spoke to is now one of my lecturers, but it's a friend of mine, and he didn't give much away. But he kind of is very pragmatic and just said you'll be fine as long as you attend the classes, do the work, make sure you brush up on your maths, you'll be fine. So in my head I thought, coming from a 9-to-5 world, working at a desk and, you know, having weekends to myself and evenings to myself, I thought, okay, the way to approach a degree is to treat it like a full-time job. However, it's a lot more intense than a humanities degree. Well, when I say intense, there are a lot more contact hours. We have about 25 hours a week on this course, and when you throw in an hour lunch break and 10 hours a week that I work part-time, then that takes you up to your about 40-hour week. That was difficult. I didn't expect that. I expected to be able to do all of my work within the 9-to-5, maybe 9-to-6, maybe even 8-to-6, get my problems done, my homework done and all of that within that time period, but it was a lot more hectic than that. I also arrived late on the course because I was on holiday, completely my fault. Looking back, I did not expect the learning curve to be that steep. It was huge. Utter panic, and I felt like I was working every spare hour, every weekend, just to finish assignments, just to do work, just to I'm glad I've seen the back of that, basically. But we made it. I say we because there are a couple of other people that I'm friends with on the course that are also mature students, and one of them also arrived a little bit late as well, so we played catch up together. One of the questions I asked other people was, how hard is it? What do I mean by hard? I wouldn't say the content is difficult in that it flies over my head all of the time. Sort of after I hit my groove after midterm exams, 5 or 6 weeks in, I can't remember now, every lecture made sense. However, retaining that information and being able to go over the problems in a given time was difficult. So I think it was more a lack of time than a difficult subject, if that makes sense. So anyone thinking about embarking on the foundation year, be prepared to work your socks off, but you will be able to do it. The lectures are pretty awesome in terms of being able to look back over the lecture notes and go, oh yeah, I remember that makes perfect sense, just need to do a bit of revision, stuff like that. How much work? A lot of work. I've heard that first year of university, at least in the UK, is a lot easier to handle. It's easier to sort of fit it into a 25, 30, 40-hour week. Biggest obstacle? Time management and backgrounds. I think it's a mixture of not having studied science and maths for many years, apart from a little bit with the Open University, and the intensity of the course. I just felt like I was being stretched out completely. Fantastic challenge though. And I'd say the biggest surprise was how much I enjoy maths. I did enjoy the Open University maths that I did, but I didn't expect to like the subject so much, but I do. What would I do differently? What am I going to do this semester that I didn't do last semester? Lecture notes. Now I made notes, but I didn't write them up after the lecture, and therefore when it came to revising and flicking back and just sort of refreshing my knowledge, I was ending up going through 2 or 3 pages of notes and examples rather than just having a nicely laid out page of step by step, this is how you approach this problem. I've had 2 maths lectures already this week, and I need to write up my notes for them after I've made this video, so that's what I'll be doing. So that's the one big thing that I will change. I don't know if I'd do anything else differently. The exams are over and I still have no idea really how I've done. I know that I've got a first in all of my modules before the exam, so the average from coursework and class tests and stuff like that for all of them is 70 or above, so that's great. However, the exams are worth 60 to 65%, so I feel like I passed all of them, but I'm the kind of person that goes into an exam and comes out, and very, very rarely do I come out and go, yeah, that was great, and I think I knew all the questions, I felt comfortable, I think I passed, but I need 60% average to continue. We'll see, I'll make a video when I get my results. It's been amazing, it's been stressful, the lack of money has been difficult. I've now got my second instalment ready, so that's good. Generally, the best thing about the course is waking up on a miserable January day like today, where you haven't seen the sun for what feels like years, and it's still the best thing in the world to get up and go to lectures and learn. Even when I don't feel like doing work, the motivation to do it is still so much higher than anything I've ever done before. So that's great. It's definitely the right decision. And I'm trying to figure out what to do this semester. I'm looking for work experience. I've been talking to one of the professors at the university to try and get some things sorted. I'll be looking at summer internships that I've got to apply for, but a lot of them are only open to 2nd and 3rd year undergrads anyway, and I'm year 0. Yeah, so semester 1 has been great. It's been a huge learning curve. I have been so stressed unnecessarily a lot of the time. I'm sure that most of the department are sick of seeing me, but I honestly feel like I need to know how I've done this semester to be able to calm the hell down. Because I feel like this is it, this is my one shot. And I don't want to screw it up. And my dad said to me this morning, you know, if you've put the work in, there's no reason for you to be worried. But there's always that element of self-doubt. I worked hard, but did I work hard enough? You can always work harder, of course you can always work harder, but you know. If you're someone who's contemplating getting involved in the sciences, you don't have the right A-levels, you don't know whether it's right for you, then definitely apply for the foundation year, go and talk to the school, ask me questions. I'm doing things in maths and physics that I did not think my brain would be able to understand, so if I can do it, you can do it. Anyway, so that's all from me. I am going to write up my lecture notes now, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!